out a galaxy far, far away for the next 45 minutes. I believe you can do better than that. What's going on, Megacon? This is so awesome. I cannot believe that I'm here right now doing this panel. My name's Chris Killian. I'm the host of comicbook.com. You don't care about that. How about we bring up the man you're here to see? How does that sound? I want you to keep the energy going for him. We're talking about Cassian Andor himself. Please welcome to the stage, Alina!
Me too, man. Nice to see you all. Wow. Huge room. Cool. Very exciting. Viva México, exacto.
This is awesome. Does this happen everywhere you go?
No. Of course not. No, I would be crazy. It's so nice to see you all. I'm happy to be here. First time.
So how are you enjoying Orlando so far?
I mean, I've been here a few hours, but it's nice because I get to see them all. I don't know, I have to come back.
Yeah. I think so.
No, not to these. I meant to come back with my kids and enjoy the place.
Yeah, you gotta go to Galaxy's Edge, take a ride on the Millennium Falcon.
Yes, I have to do that. This time it's been just events and, taking pictures and talking to these wonderful, wonderful people we make movies for, so it's cool.
That's amazing. I've always wondered, what's it like knowing that everybody that you meet, you've just made their day?
No, it doesn't happen that way always. But no, this means a lot. I hear, cinema and TV alienates us somehow. No? I come from theater where this exchange happens naturally every night. So it's good for us doing films and shows to come to these events and get to know you, get to talk to you about what you care of the job we're doing, and just to have that bounce back, kind of like back and forth feeling, because at the end we do this for you to watch it, so your opinion matters, and it's interesting to come and see and listen, the lines my character says, when you come and you give me those lines and you ask for quotes, it's kind of like, wow, it's interesting, I was in my living room learning this line for like endless hours, and now you know them. It's cool. Yeah, it sounds better when you guys say it, I have to say.
Well, you've definitely made our day, hasn't he? So let's go all the way back to the beginning. I'd like to know, before you were Cassian, before Rogue One, what was your relationship with Star Wars?
It depends. Like I used to play with my cousins all day long. I'm the youngest in the family, so I was born in '79, so I was a little bit late, but I needed to catch up. I wanted to belong, probably the first films I saw was had something to do with Star Wars, and my connection to cinema comes from those early years in my life, and I would say New Hope was there, and I had the opportunity to watch it over and over on the VHS my father had. I'm that old. And it was important. It was very, very important. I was terrorized at nights by Darth Vader, and I remember it allowed me to be part of something that was a strong and beautiful connection with my family, with my cousins. And I grew up watching these films, and here I am today. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's amazing what Star Wars has done for. I mean, I have the same thing with my grandpa. He showed me the films on VHS, and you know, it's just awesome that you can have that. I want to know.
You just called me like.
Say what?
You just said like you would get along with my grandpa, basically. You just said like, you gotta meet
But
my grandpa.
I watched it on VHS too, so I mean, we're like probably pretty close to the same age. So.
No, yes.
Now, was there a specific character growing up that you really connected with?
Han Solo, obviously, yeah. But as I said, Darth Vader was like in every of my nightmares. So I guess that's true, you know, what a true fan can offer to someone is to say that, you know, you go to bed with me every night. It's terrible. But it's, I remember the first thing I got, back then merchandising was something different. Back then you had to sign up in the toy store. It would take 6 months, you know, they would bring your dad and say like, it's ready, you can come pick it up. And I chose, you know, the portfolio with the crayons that was the Darth Vader one. And I used to take that to school till I think I was too old to be doing that. You know, someone said to me like, man, you know, you're almost in high school, you shouldn't bring your crayons. But yeah, that was the first thing I got. So even though I love now saying he's Solo, probably Darth Vader is the answer.
Now, one thing I've always wanted to ask you specifically is that most actors, you know, don't have this unique opportunity that you had with Cassian. I feel like a lot of actors, like, they don't know their character's fate until they read the script. But you always knew going in that Cassian was going to die on that beach. And so I wanted to know, did having that awareness affect the way you played him? Spoiler alert. Yeah, sorry guys.
I would tell you that it's exactly because of that I was able to come into this journey of playing Cassian and making that film, making Rogue One, so relaxed, you know? Because basically the answer is that's the way I approach every character I do, you know? Every character I do, it's real. It's a human. It might die. We all know, you know, that's coming. But I'm answering that because I think that's what Rogue One had. You know, Rogue One was just a film for us. We were coming in and out. It had a beginning and an end. You know, it wasn't like, I remember people telling me before the film was out and people knew what we did. They were like, oh, you're going into Star Wars. It's gonna, like, we lost you, basically, you know? You're gonna go into Star Wars and you're gonna be there forever, you know? Like, and I was like, no, in fact, ours is the only film that has an end, you know? And a pretty serious end. And here I am. Here we are. 10 years later, I didn't know any of this was gonna happen.
So, I want to know, what was the most surprising thing that you learned about Cassian in Andor 1 that you didn't know about him when you were in Rogue One?
In Rogue One, I had to make my own, like, backstory, you know? And it was just for me. I shared it with the cast, you know? We worked a lot, you know, with Alan, with Felicity. We worked on, well, what happened before this story we're telling. But that was just for us, you know? And everything written about the past of Cassian, you know, all the little, you know, flashbacks we see in the first season about the kid and where he's coming from. I thought that was beautifully written, you know, and a wonderful backstory for the character, and it made complete sense, you know. Someone being expelled from where he belonged, you know, someone that had to leave everything behind when a kid, you know, someone forced to grow faster, you know, to mature faster, someone that had no chance to be a kid. I thought that was very strong, and it connected with what I played in Rogue One, but just how the specificity that Tony brought was very special for me.
Which Star Wars character that Cassian never met do you think he would most get along with?
Oh, come on. Right?
I thought I knew the answer to it, but I was going to ask anyway.
We could be playing on those nights. We are Melshi, with Kay too, and myself, you know, drinking at nights in Yavin and playing cards. Come on.
Well, let me ask you, is there anybody that you think he would not have got along with?
Ah, that's a good one, eh? That I didn't think about. Probably C3PO. We in Mexico we call it Citripio. Citripio, yes. Yeah, too serious, no? I mean, yeah.
No, I think a little bit of C3PO goes a long way.
We all need a little bit of C3PO, no?
To
get back on track. But Cassian would have definitely enjoyed long nights of no sleep with Han Solo.
Now, you weren't just the star of Andor, you were also an executive producer. So what's something fans might not know about that you're really proud made it into the show?
Ah, that's a good one too.
This is why they pay me the medium bucks.
Okay. I'll tell you something about our show. You might know this because you probably know more about my show than I do. But let me put it this way. We are, since Rogue One, we are celebrating the way that the early films were made. You know, we approach this like the way I learned cinema. You know, everything is mechanic, everything exists, you build, you interact, actors are interacting with real stuff, you can touch, you can feel, and that is something that the show carry along the way, you know. Andor had a lot of that too. So things were built, the creatures were there, the ships you were handling, you know, I mean, you were touching buttons and things happen when you touch them. The most amazing part of this is piloting, you know, you are in a thing that is actually reacting to your moves, you know, and interacting also on the exterior with real graphics. It was fascinating to play in this show because the experience happened to us, you know. But I'm saying all of this because one of the most special things was the way they built every location, you know, every set. We experienced the sets. Ferrix, for example, for that first season, was a gigantic set. Like no other show does these days, you know? Like old filmmaking, like Western films where the actual road existed and, you know, you would be going from the bank to the bakery, to the school, to the hotel, to that kind of feeling. Well, Ferrix, you could get lost in Ferrix. We had an amazing production designer, Luke is his name, and Luke Hall designed with tons of specificity, every room, every corner, every alley, and we were able to shot 360, you know, non-stop, because you could see everything. Everything was part of this world. So that I don't think it's ever gonna happen to me anymore. You know, we don't do that anymore in cinema. It's not like, it's not the way things are shot these days. And because of this, because of Rogue One and because of Andor being this kind of homage to filmmaking, I got to experience that. And as a producer, I was there witnessing the process of these places being built. You know, we shot in a very specific order, and it was because of the building and coming down of the sets. You know, so we had to wait for sets to be ready. Then we would go shoot everything there, and sets would become something else. Like there was a very specific rhythm of shooting that reminds me old filmmaking, you know. So it was always beautiful because we were doing exactly that, you know, making a homage to the way George Lucas approached those first 3 films.
That's awesome. One thing I wanted to ask you is there's so many people here today who are very excited to meet you, right? We're gonna get pictures taken, we're gonna get autographs, and we're all thrilled that you're here in Orlando with us. But I wanted to know, over your own career, who's somebody that you've met that you've found yourself starstruck by?
Hey, damn. I don't know. I'm Mexican. Yes, and so I grew up watching. I guess I would say it's just football players, you know. Well, I should say soccer players. Not really. We're gonna have to. I mean, there's a World Cup coming. Is it time for all of us to say football?
Yeah, I think so. We might have to find like a different name for American football. I don't know.
Come on, it's like, what if, you know, Canada or the States are playing against Mexico? You're gonna say the football player is gonna play with the soccer player?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a sports guy, so I can't help with this at all.
Okay. Anyway, for me, yeah, football players as a kid, you know, I really wanted to be. The thing is, I was in the theater, so I met the actors backstage. I wasn't so impressed by actors, you know. You get to see them in their dressing room and you go like, oh no, you're just normal. you know, they go to the bathroom and they do the stuff we do. It's like, oh shit, you're not that special. I just, you know, was peeing with you. Okay, but it was nice. I think it was nice because then I started judging, you know, film and theater for what it really needs, you know, which is to me what really matters. I mean, which is the story and the whole fantasy build on a stage. But I guess, yeah, soccer players is the answer.
Okay, yeah. And I can also say that I've had my experience in the bathroom in a urinal next to an actor, and it really does blow your mind. You're like, wow, they pee too. That's crazy.
It's
I had no idea, Bob Odenkirk.
Yes. I'm not gonna say more.
Well, if it's okay with you, we've got a little game to play called How Well Do You Know Cassian Andor? And here's how it's gonna go. So basically...
It's been 10 years, please, just remember.
Okay.
All right? Rogue One was 10 years ago. In fact, it came out 10 years ago, which means we started 12 years ago working on that project.
Wow, that's crazy that it's been that long now. I bet you're gonna do great though. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna read a quote, and it may or may not have been spoken by Cassian Andor. And you're gonna tell me. You're gonna tell me.
Grandpa comment. Now you're just gonna show everyone that I'm like, my memory is.
I picked out easy ones. I promise.
Okay.
Okay, they're gonna be easy ones. All right. So the first one, we got us a little warm-up quote here. Rebellions are built on hope.
And I have to say, if I said that?
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course.
There you go. See? Bonus points if you can say where you said it.
But that was too easy.
Okay, that wasn't part of the
You
deal.
went too far. Like, I'm not that bad.
All right, the next quote. We don't all have the luxury of deciding when and where we want to care about something.
I mean, yes.
He
Yes,
did. Look,
yes.
two for
I did.
two. Yeah.
And that one is an old one. And you know what? That one was an alternative. We didn't know if it was going to be on the film. Damn, that you just brought back memories.
Yeah, tell the story. We got time.
I'll tell you the story. Yeah. We were trying to build all that confrontation, and there was a lot that we were bringing in. That it was also probably just to heat it up, you know, to make sure the scene had the right energy. So there was a few lines that were alternatives or just lines to get us in the you know in the right tone and energy, and that was one of those, and it ended up being in the film.
Wow. I think you're really gonna like this next quote.
Okay.
She's a Trekkie. That's it. That's the quote. She's a Trekkie. Did he say that?
When? Definitely not in a galaxy far, far away. But let me think. Where? Oh shit! No, that's.
That's pretty clever, right?
No, I mean I was 20 years old. that's.
But you still got it right.
I didn't. I got help here. I got some help. But yes, it's true, right? It's a line about Zoe's character.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for saving me. Someone told me the name of my character, Enrique Cruz.
Yeah, Enrique Cruz. Yeah.
That I like.
You forgot?
I was like, can you sign Enrique Cruz? And I go like Homer Simpson, you know? It's like I go like Enrique Cruz. What? The wrong Mexican. Sorry, it's not me. It's your character from Terminal. Oh, of course. Yeah.
So the next quote is, "I'd rather die trying to take them down than die giving them what they want."
Yes, that's definitely another one from Rogue One, no? See?
No, that was
No,
Andor. That was Andor, but you were right. You did say it. And honestly, after COVID, it all blends together.
Oh, exactly. Thank you very much. Yes.
The next quote is, "When I look at something, I don't see it for what it is. I see it for what it could be."
Damn, who said that? I mean,
You said it, but you said it in Narcos Mexico. Yeah.
no, but wait a second. That's very unfair. I mean, I'm so proud of it. It's the first big show Netflix does in Spanish, and you translated the line to English. I'm sorry, but I never read the subtitles.
But I don't speak Spanish, so
Anyway, I mean, that doesn't count. Probably if you had said it in the accent of the character in Spanish, I would have been like, of course.
I want to do another panel. I can't do that. So,
Sí, pero es que como es, how can you say it again?
it's when I look at something, I don't see it for what it is.
Sí.
I see it for what it could be.
Cuando veo algo cuando veo algo no veo lo que está ahí, sino lo que puede ser. Ahí sí. Anyway.
All right, the next quote is, "You're coming home to yourself. You've become more than your fear. Let that protect you."
That's the thing with my conditioner, you know, like the recent stuff I completely know. Yes, that's the last the last season.
Yeah, you got
The
it.
beginning
Look, he's
of the
killing
episode.
it. You actually haven't got one wrong yet.
Well,
No. Okay, so this one is, trust is a weapon. Be careful who you hand it to.
damn, that sounds close, but I don't think so. So basically, I gotta say if I said that or not, right? That's the.
Yeah, did you say that or not?
I don't think so.
You nailed it! That one was completely made up.
Ah, thank. This is.
All right, well, we're gonna do a 2 truths and a lie bonus round. This is the end.
Okay.
So basically, I'm just gonna tell you these 3 things and you're gonna pick out the lie. That's it, real super easy. So we'll say Cassian was born on the planet of Canary.
Yes, definitely.
Cassian was recruited into the rebellion by Mon Mothma.
What?
There you go. You already landed the lie. See, I told you I would make this easy.
There's one of my favorite episodes of the second and last season. Welcome to the Rebellion. To be fair, it's the other way around.
Yeah. Now we're gonna do a little bit of this or that.
You looked at me like, yeah, I'm gonna watch the second season soon. I promise. I got that look like. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's
Second season was amazing.
It's like 10 hours of my life. I'm not yet.
We're gonna do a quick edition of this or that, Star Wars style. So, Rebellion or Empire?
Empire.
Rebellion, definitely. More than ever, yeah.
Blaster or lightsaber?
Lightsaber.
I know you want me to say lightsaber, but no, blaster. Let's keep it real. Also because, I'll tell you this very quick story, but my gift at the end of the shoot of second season was my blaster. The one and only, the one that turns and the one that, the light comes on when you push the trigger. It's fantastic. I took it home and I was stopped at the airport because they do a great job. It looks pretty realistic. But I have that one at home.
You still have it?
Of course.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Jyn Erso or Luthen Rail?
Ah, come on. Why would you say that? I mean... Wait a second, what's your... I mean, listen, there's room for both in this art. I mean, they belong to different times of Cassian's life and journey, and they truly occupy very different spots, in the love, how do you say, en el compartimiento del amor que tiene Cassian. Sorry, that I don't know how to translate. But basically, I don't want to answer. I don't want to betray any of them. Like, they're both probably 2 of the 5 most important people in Cassian's life,
I'm not mad at that answer.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Cassian's jacket in Rogue One or Andor?
Cassian's what?
Jacket.
Oh, the jacket. Damn. The jacket I really, really, really like, and this is probably just very few of you will know which jacket I'm talking about, is the one that happens to be in both. You know which one I'm talking about, right? You don't.
I don't know. I told you backstage I haven't slept in like 6 days, so I'm just hanging on.
No, it's a wonderful jacket, and we had to, Michael Wilkinson, the amazing costume designer of the show of Andor, had to make a new one, because this was 10 years later that we shot the end of season 2, and the last season is him walking to the first scene of Andor, to his first scene of Rogue One. You know, the first time we see him there, and we had to remake the jacket, and it's just a beautiful piece of design.
Did it fit as well 10 years later?
Yes, no, I don't have it. That's exactly what I'm gonna do right after this panel. I'm gonna make a phone call. Yes, but I tell you one thing. I put the jacket and I did feel 10 years older than the last time I wore that thing. It was like, oh shit, oh really? Okay. But yes, wonderful jacket, and in both projects. So, I guess that question is incorrect. Impossible to choose.
So, Death Star or Star Destroyer?
Or what?
Or Star Destroyer?
I mean, it's a difficult question.
Yeah.
You have to contextualize. No? I mean, Death Star, I guess.
That's we watched it on VHS, so
Yeah.
Death Star, you know?
Death Star, yeah.
All right, last one for this or that. Rogue One's team or Andor's crew?
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry.
Those questions, it's impossible. You want me here to be hated by half of the people? Just with one answer, you're not gonna get me there. No. It's it's two very, 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 very different teams, you know? One comes out of survival, the other one comes out of anger, out of what injustice brings, you know, this need for change, you know. But one cooks for a long time, the other is an immediate thing, you know. It's a decision that they make that in minutes, you know. That changes everything in their lives, but it's the exact opposite kind of like team, you know.
Diego, I think you're great at these games. Can I just say that? I think he's great. This has been so much fun. I've had a great time. Before we go, we do have a couple of fan questions that have been sent in that I'm going to read to you. So,
Nice.
Maria from Los Angeles, she wants to know, what's the one thing you love most about playing Cassian Andor?
That he's very quiet, that he just looks like a regular guy, you know. I was allowed to play someone that was rooted into not just myself, but the people I admire, the people I grew up with, you know. I could bring everything from my world into Cassian's. Cassian was supposed to be a grounded person, someone, you know, just a regular guy, and that was beautiful to be able to approach the universe of Star Wars that is all about this, you know, amazing fantasy, incredible scenarios, characters, toys, and I was able to just be normal there. You know, just to have a normal approach to it. And that was beautiful as an actor, you know, because it allowed me to play with who I am.
That's a great answer. Samantha from Toronto, Canada wants to know, you've done so many awesome projects. What's a role you haven't played yet, but you really want to?
That's a very, very, very complicated question. I say that I wish to play a dad. I'm in a very specific time of my life, or life, I guess, because we all go through this, where I'm a parent. I just lost my father, and I see life from a perspective that I didn't have before. which is the journey of parenting, you know. And I really want to play a character and do a film about that journey, about how life transforms when you see it from the perspective of your kids, and everything has to do with them, you know. And I haven't been offered that role yet, so one day I'll be playing that, and I'll be very happy to also honor not just my dad, but every dad I've seen, you know, do something, give up something for their kids, you know. Basically, I'm saying I'm ready, you know.
Not a grandpa.
To play the dad or
Only
the
a dad.
grandpa. And exactly. I'm accepting my age, I guess.
Sophia from San Diego wants to know, who was the most fun to work with on Andor, and do you have any funny stories from behind the scenes?
Definitely. I mean, it's an interesting competition, because there's so many actors in Andor, in the show, that are like just stupidly funny, you know. But I would say when Alan came back and we were stuck again in the tiny cockpit, and he was wearing his his suit. You know, he plays this gigantic droid, so he's wearing this suit that, I mean, if I had the opportunity as an actor to never wear something like that, I would definitely take it. It just makes you look very silly. And he was allowed also to improvise, you know, because he was gonna be revoiced by himself, but later, you know. So he was just like so much fun to be around. He was the only allowed to say anything going through his head. Do you remember in Rogue One, there's a moment where he slaps me? That was an improvisation he made. Like he was, like you can tell if you see the film and you pause, I'm laughing, you know? I start smiling and I cover. The beautiful thing is that he's supposed to be improvising also that in front of the guards, in front of, you know, so it's okay, but 10 years later I can tell you that's not me acting, that's me trying to hide. I'm laughing so much because of this idiot.
That's amazing. I love Alan. He's so funny.
Alan is the best.
He's so great.
The best partner you can have. Yeah.
Last question for you. This is from Ava from Atlanta. She wants to know, what color would your lightsaber be?
Oh. It changes, right? The good thing about lightsabers,
it's like a mood ring.
Exactly. Like it can reflect what worries you, what matters to you in the moment. Today, it would be green, white, and red, you know?
Nice. Awesome. Well, I want to say thank you so much for being here. Before we go, do you mind if we can get a photographer up here and take a picture with all of these people, and we can sort of memorialize this moment? Does that sound great?
Yes.
All right. Can we get somebody up here? Hey. We got someone on the way? Who we got? Oh. Are you taking it over here? Yeah, let's get in front of all these people and get everybody in here.
Definitely.
All right. 3, 2, 1. What's the word? We can say cheese.
No, you can say.
¡Viva la raza!
On program, exactly. Oh, let's do it on program. Can you? That's gonna make. I'll send that to Tony Gilroy if you all help me. I promise he's gonna be very proud. On program means just like him. Yes, exactly. Thank you very much, guys.
So awesome.
Thank you guys so much.